If we are learning new concept, we have to first concentrate on these four topics: what, why, when, how. What means, what is that concept? Why we have to use that concept? When we have to use that one? How we want to use in practically? Okay, our today's topic is functions. First, what is function? Why it is used? When to use functions? How to use this function? After seeing this video, you will tell the answers for these topics. Okay, functions in Java. Function is a block of code defined to perform a particular task. One function is used to define a one particular task. It doesn't include more than one functions. Okay, it is a block of code defined to perform a particular task, one single task. Okay, functions are used to achieve reusability and modularity. Now, what is reusability? What is modularity? See the next point. A function is defined and we can use it multiple times. This is known as reusability. One function, one single function we defined, we can reuse it again and again. We used it again and again. It is known as reusability, right? In general way also, reusability means if we use again and again, it is known as reusability. In functions also, if we define once a function, we can call it or use it multiple times. Now look at the next point. Dividing a bigger task into a smaller task and writing functions for each smaller task is known as modularity. I will explain in a general way. Today is Sunday, your mother wants to cook chicken biryani. There is only 1 hour time. So family members has to help to your mother. Okay. One person has to cut the onions, one person has to cook the rice, one person have to make a ginger garlic paste, then only the work become very fast. Correct, right? Like that only, one bigger task we have to divide into a smaller task. If we need that task, we have to call that one or use that one, then the task become an easier. It is known as modularity. Okay, see the next point. Function has two parts: function declaration, function definition, or body. Okay, see the syntax below. Access specifier, access modifier, return type, function name within brackets, parameters. This part is known as function declaration. Within flower brackets, what we write, that is known as function definition or body. Okay, this is a syntax for function. This is a declaration part and this is an body. Within curly braces, what we write inside a function, that is known as function definition or body. Now all of you have what is access specifier, modifier, return type, function name, parameters, all those concepts I will explain. Okay, access specifier or modifier, returning value, parameters are optional. For if we want to create a function, these parameters are not compulsory. Based on our requirement, then only we use access specifier, access modifier, returning value, and parameters. Okay, but if you want to create a function, must and should we have return type and then function name, body of a function. These parameters must and should we have by creating a function. Okay, first look at the next point: access specifiers. The access specifiers gives the accessibility and visibility of a function. Accessibility and visibility is nothing but a permission. Access specifier gives us to permission to use that function or not to use that function. Understand? Access specifier gives permission to use that function or not. Okay, here we have four access specifiers: private, default, protected, public. Okay, first one, private. The method is accessible in the same class only, in the same class. Now I will give a general example. If there is a baby within 1 month or 2 months baby, okay, the baby doesn't go outside without their parents, correct, right? The baby's old is their home. Correct, right? That isn't private. Default. Any function without access specifier will have default access specifier. If we are not declared any access specifier, by default it has default access specifier. Accessibility up to the package level. Okay, up to the package level. I will give general example. You are in 1 to 2 years baby. Okay. You can go outside but with your parents only. Here parents is package level. You can go outside with your parents only. That is the accessibility up to package level. Look at the third point, protected. The method accessed with the same package or subclass in a different package also. By using protected access specifier, we can access the function same package also outside the package also. But there is a subclass relationship which is nothing but an inheritance relationship. Okay, I will give a general example. If you are a 3 years old baby, 2 to 3 years old baby, you can go outside without your parents also, but whom you are taking, they must ensure knew by your parents. Correct, right? Then only your parents will send you with them. Correct, right? Now look at the fourth point, public. The method accessed by all classes. All classes means now you are grown, you're an college student, you can go where you want to go, you can do what you want to do. That is nothing but in full freedom. Full freedom is also known as public. Next point, return type. Return type is a data type. Data type is nothing but an int, float, byte, short. Those are the data types. Which means if the method wants to return integer value, we can use return type as integer. Now you have to observe carefully. Method wants to return a what type of value it has to return. That type of return type only we have to use in the declaration part. See this example. Here I am returning integer 2. So I have to give here return type as integer. If I return float value, here I have to give float as a return type. If I gave here string as a returning value, string name as a returning string value, here I have to give string as a data type. Now you understand what type of value we are returning from an function. That same data type match with the return type of a function declaration. Now you understand the return type is based on the returning value of a function body or a function. Okay. Now see the next point. If we are not returning any value by the function, we have to use void as a return type. We have to use void as a return type. If we are not returning anything, what we have to write? Function name. You are not returning, just to your printing some statements. Okay, just statements. Here we have to write void. You have some doubt, right? We are not returning, why we need return type? We can remove this return type. No, the compiler has to know there is no returning value, so that's why we have to write void here. Okay, the next point, return type based on a return value of a function may be a primitive data type, non-primitive data type, objects, collections, void, etc. Return type, this return type is based on a returning value. This point we already explained, right? Discussed, right? Primitive data type is nothing but an int, wide, sorry, int, float, byte, short. Those are the primitive data type. Non-primitive are the string. Those are the non-primitive data types. Objects, collections. This comes under advanced Java. I will explain there. Okay. Now see the next point, method name. We have to choose a method name based on the functionality of a method body. If you want to name a method that is nearly or gives a meaningful name for method functionality. Okay, if you want to add it two numbers, we can give method name as an add. Okay, if we want to give complete meaning, addition of two numbers. First, there isn't rules for creating a method name. Method name starts with lowercase. See here, the method name starts with lowercase. Method name starts with lowercase. If you want to write a function name, combination of more than one name, first name starts with lowercase and remaining starts with capital letters. Addition of two numbers. There is four names. Correct, right? First name starts with lowercase and remaining starts with a capital case, capital letters. Okay, this is a naming convention of method name. Method function both are same. Okay, in basic level we will tell like function. In advanced level core Java we will call function as method. There is no particular difference. Okay. See the next one, parameters. It is a list of parameters separated by commas and enclosed by parentheses. Parameters we can have more than one also and single parameter also. If we have more than one parameters, we have to separate that parameters by commas and those parameters enclosed by an parenthesis. Okay, parenthesis contains data type and variable name. Data type is nothing but an int, float, byte, short. Those are the data types. Variable name, we already discussed about variable name. We can give what we want to give, meaningful name. Okay, see the syntax example: void add int a comma int b enclosed with a parenthesis. This is a parameters. There we have two parameters, int a int b are the parameters, more than one parameter. Void is a return type, add is a function name. Okay, if the parameter has no if the method has no parameters, leave the parenthesis as empty. For all the cases, not must and should we have parameters, right? If there is no parameters required, leave the parenthesis as empty. See, void add and then parenthesis as an empty. Correct, right? Void is a return type, add is an function name. In parenthesis there is no parameters, so this is an empty parameter function with no return type. Okay, next one, method body. It contains all actions to perform a task. To perform a task, it is enclosed within curly braces. Okay, it enclosed within curly braces. Next one, we forgot. C, access modifier. It also gives an accessibility for the function like access specifiers, but the keywords are different. Here we use static, final, non-static. Those are the access modifiers. By using static access modifier, we can prevent accessibility to the class level. By using final method, we cannot override a function. Non-static means we can access that function to another class, but by using an object. Okay, here is the answers for what, why, when, how. What means function is a block of code used to perform a particular task. Okay, use it to perform a particular task. Already we know function is nothing but an block of code used to perform a particular task. Why to use functions? To reuse code, define once and use many times. When to use? When we have to choose functions. If we want modularity and reusability, then we use functions. Modularity is nothing but a bigger task is divided into smaller tasks. Reusability means we once we define, we can use multiple times. How? How to use? We already saw syntax for function. By using that syntax only, we can use functions. In this video, we discussed about functions, function definition, syntax, and working principle of functions, and then access specifiers, modifiers, method name, parameters, method body, access modifier, and learn about what, why, when, how to use these functions. In my next video, I will give an simple and easy real-time example for functions. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video.